Hello everyone, I am happy you're in for today's episode in the Disney Cars 15th Anniversary series. This time I'd like to talk one more time about some characters in the film, but we won't focus on the well-known ones, rather than 15 fancy side characters you may have noticed, but whose stories you may not know yet, or who are so special that they need to be mentioned in this video. Number 1 on my list is Mildred from the first Cars film. When she came to Radiator Springs in 1944, she crashed into a bed of flowers and was saved by Red. She left a single rose for him when she needed to part because of her job so that he wouldn't forget her. By caring for the flowers from then on, Red always kept this memory alive. When I read this in the Car Finder game, my heart melted, because this story is so touching and definitely is a reason to mention Mildred here, as we would not have expected this story behind a single character. We continue with another female one who is no other than Celine. What makes her character so special is that she is the first and only car in the Cars universe to have her eyes in the headlights, a feature we were only used to see in cartoon productions. Celine has a nice and rusty design and jumps out of one of the most iconic scenes in Cars 2. The third car I chose for today's video is unfortunately one we don't know much about except for his special model, Steve Herschel. Among all types of cars, this would have been the last one to be expected in a Cars movie, wouldn't it? If he appeared as a priest or a graveyard keeper, I would have understood it, but choosing such an iconic character for one of the shortest appearances you can imagine is pretty special. I love this model so much, and I am so satisfied that Mattel released him so quickly just because his character is so unique. You probably did not expect Ron Hoover to be chosen as a fancy side character, but this time it was again the Car Finder to inspire me. I bet you have not known before that Ron is a volunteer firefighter who is excited about his job and loves to help out his community. He seems to be a virtuous character and is definitely underrated among fans and collectors when you take into account this fact about him. Some of the most wonderful Cars diecasts to be released are the members of Uncle Topolino's band, who make their appearance during the Italian party in Cars 2 and are not only unique but also pretty sweet either. It's a pity those nice cars have only been released once. They definitely make a great contribution to the upcoming Cars collections. Also, I'd be in favor of more Italian cars, but Mattel doesn't seem to have this intention though. It looks like I've unintentionally sorted my characters by the same scheme, because there is another car from Cars 3 now, Chase Racelot. He has been my favorite next-gen since I've seen the first picture of him on the Cars 3 collection poster, and I love his light green design combined with the metallic paint scheme on the hood and sides. He even got an own speech line in Cars 3 and is named after a real racer, so I could not miss him here. Number 7 on my list is Fred. He seemingly is the rustiest car one has ever seen, and also one of the friendliest either. But did you also know that Fred hosts racing blogs, podcasts and websites? I am so grateful Pixar gave us the chance to take a closer look at Fred in the Car Finder game, as his occupation is quite interesting, but somehow also matched his lively character too. Have you ever experienced to look on a Disney Cars collection poster for the first time and you instantly recognize one specific diecast? That was exactly what I became witness of when I unfolded the 2016 collection poster. The character was no other than Bob Pulley, a fancy blue taxi that only appeared for a short moment in Cars 2, but has been designed with lots of cool decals. He is a cool car that can be released at any point again just because he looks so amazing. Amazing, but also pretty mad is how we could describe LeRoy Hemming. This old-time race car has been made with perfection, and the movie scene which he appeared in is likely one of the best in the third Cars film, as it remains in one's head very well. It's remarkable he had to wait till early 2019 to be released, as he is one of the most iconic cars featured in the third Cars film. What many fans do like about Cars is that there are also some real car models, just like the Volkswagen Beetle, an iconic car that has been produced for more than 60 years. Xanadu Bumpers, who makes a short appearance in Cars 3, is a Volkswagen Beetle, and due to her shiny dark red color and the nice dirt decals and details you can spot on her diecast, I don't want to miss her at this point. It would have been great to get to know more about her Imagine Pixar would, one more time, make a car finder game. I'm sure it would be worth investing the time. Anyways, Xanadu was a nice background character and a stunning diecast vehicle for sure. We've already mentioned Uncle Topolino's band before, now I'd like to take a closer look at Uncle Topolino himself as well as his wife Mama Topolino. I think it has been well managed in Cars 2 to give those two cars a nice appearance as their scene remains in one's head and reminds of the glorious Italian hospitality. Uncle and Mama Topolino live in Carzoli, where Uncle Topolino runs a tire shop named after him. What I find remarkable is that Luigi is one of the few characters in the franchise to have family members. There are only 4 cars to be left on my list of 15 fancy side characters in the Cars films. The Topolinos are followed by another next-gen racer, Ryan Laney. As with Chase Racelot, I love his design a lot. The orange and blue always remind me of spectacular summer days, maybe some lemonade, but also one of the coolest racers in the Cars films. He spoke some words in the film too, which is fortunate because most of the racers, for example in the Piston Cup series, can only be spotted for some seconds and they don't talk. I can tell you for sure that unique designs or models play an important role for my choices, and this criterion influenced me when I thought about Timothy Truecoat. He was a bounty hunter who arrested the Gasket Gang that had robbed a bank and hid the money in an abandoned silver mine near Carburetor County. Nice story, great model, and cool background character if you take into account these pieces of information. Maybe you have already wondered why Todd Pizza Planet has not been mentioned yet. But of course I did not forget this great car. You know that Todd has made appearances in almost every Pixar film, and so did he in the Cars franchise. The rusty Pizza Planet truck is iconic because of the rocket on his roof, the light yellow paint job, and the fact that he seems to have a preference for races. He joined the LA Tiebreak race, the Radiator Springs Grand Prix in Cars 2, and even took part in the Demolition Derby race in Cars 3. Also, you could spot him on a TV show in the Wheelwell Motel. Despite of his significant role in the world of Pixar, the Todd diecast has only been released 2 times, plus a very rare clean release at Walgreens for Cars 3. Last but not least, I'd like to draw your attention to Tyler Gremlin, a red gremlin who appears several times in Cars 2. One reason to choose him was a biography on the World of Cars wiki mentioning Tyler's past. It seems like he has been bullied in school because of his hockey stripes, which influenced his character a lot. If cars don't yield to him, they probably will get T-boned or have to hit and run because he comes back swinging like a hockey stick. It's interesting that the words T-boned and hit and run have been used here because it makes Tyler appear like a demolition derby racer somehow. Actually, I feel sorry for him because he probably became as mad as he is only because of things having gone wrong a lot. I also like his diecast, which is unfortunately one of the rarest though. I know there would have been much more characters in the Cars universe that are worth to be called fancy side characters, but for this video I wanted to focus on 15 I've liked a lot or whose stories are fascinating, touching or at least interesting for sure. I guess I'll be doing a second volume of fancy side characters in future terms, maybe this year, maybe in 2022, we'll see. Of course, you can tell me in the comments about your favorites so that I can include those ones in the next volume. I hope you enjoyed the Anniversary series so far. To be honest, I am happy about the topics I've chosen, and I think it's been a nice journey through the Cars franchise so far. Anyways, thank you all a lot for watching and supporting my YouTube channel. I always enjoy to chat with you in the comments and hope we'll see us again soon. You can also expect to get more channel content in summer after I will have successfully graduated from school. Bye now!